Real boy.
Bad daddy.
It keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does it keep kicking me in the dick?
Bad daddy. Not your son.
That's why I checked with DP.
Bad daddy. Real boy.
There's hummingbirds at my hummingbirds.
Hi guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I can ever get a group to just pause a conversation for a full 30 seconds. I don't even care.
You can, we just don't want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Uncommon. Welcome to Uncommon Gaming, and we're here with episode number 10 of the Deputized Delvers, and these are the 6 coolest bros and broettes in all of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a big fan of broette. We're all...
I think you're losing your game.
I'm not losing my game.
I thought you were making a cold pun because we're cool and it's cold out. I thought that's where that was going.
It's
cold
cold
out.
outside.
I mean,
Actually, it's cold
cold
inside.
inside.
Yes, we left off with some real places that were freezing. Yeah. We'll go there. Hello! Hi! How's everybody doing today?
Hungry.
Right?
I
little
got my
tired,
cocoa.
Coco?
I'm ready for a blizzard.
We're going to Dairy Queen now?
That's what I was gonna say. Damn it.
They
Got my
will bring
coffee
Dairy
going.
Queen to you. A little bit of coffee.
They will bring Dairy Queen to you.
I
My
have...
coffee pot is right here now, right next to me. So.
I thought cake was on the menu, not Dairy Queen.
Yeah, cake is on the menu and a blizzard. We're definitely a Dairy Queen, guys.
Ooh,
I guess...
Oh.
cake
Have you ever been to
blizzard.
Dairy Queen and like looked in the freezer with the cake and just been like, I could just buy a cake.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing's stopping me.
I've never
Exactly.
actually done it though.
I used to work at Baskin Robbins, and there was a
Yeah.
display of just solid ice cream cakes, and I was just like,
They're not
as
even that
good as
expensive.
Dairy Queen's ice cream cakes.
Like cakes and ice cream cakes were like a birthday thing, right? Every couple of months, some kid had a birthday. You had a birthday once a year. You got cake. Cake
Yeah.
wasn't a regular part of my life. So being an adult now, realizing I could have cake anytime I want to, and for some reason I just don't want to. And thank you so much, Cranky, kicking it off with 800 rainbow unicorns. It's like as I became an adult, and I realized I could have anything in the grocery store.
I just found out that that's a unicorn. Thank you for finally telling me that.
What do you
I
think
thought
it
it
was?
Horse with a heart with a rocket coming out.
I mean, it could also
That's
be
fair.
a rocket.
My
Rocket,
monitor
the tubular
sucks
looking
for
shit.
looking at this.
If I mouse over it, it does say Uni 800.
Don't mind if I burn some incense?
my allergies might act up, but go ahead.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm not walking yet. 1 second. Where's my button?
So
Get them walking on.
it's
Yeah.
kind of stinky back in this room.
I like that that's just been the conversation for the first, half hour.
And hello, Hito Zinger, to the 3 months.
that's me.
Twitch Prime. Hello, have a whole. Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh man, it's just a fantastic day here to be bringing in the 10th episode of the Deputized Delvers. The 10th episode. We could rename this to like the probably gonna murder Anthony Piles crew.
The
I don't
death
know,
of
we made-
Durand. Death.
we made-
Just death. No.
We made very good progress with being his friend last time.
I gave him rations and jerky and something warm to wear.
You did. You are making slow, incremental progress towards being not so clumsy spies.
So,
Who is a spy? I
just
don't know
for
much
all
about
of your reference, I've realized why Finn keeps rolling terrible charisma checks is because he's just too damn cute. She just gets flustered. That's got to be it. There's no other reason that she keeps rolling like garbage. So now you know. Every time I roll like garbage, that's what it is.
So, last time on the Deputized Delvers, our crew was attending some more classes. They were learning hard lessons about rations and cake. Hard to say whether they were like good lessons, but the teachers definitely were trying to make a point. But the temperature in the school was steadily dropping. It's getting colder and colder until at, I think it was lunch, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe breakfast. Probably breakfast. It was breakfast because you would just realize that all that was on the menu was cake. When the snow and the wind started to pour in through the hallways, the crew in the kitchen. Actually, I have the whole. Like, the best thing for me to get myself straight is always to just go back to the map and just be like, all right, how did I leave the tokens arranged? So let's do that. But essentially, the whole crew, plus Tobias, plus Durant, are in the kitchen as the snow pours in, as the wind gusts over. There we go. And that's happening right now. And with that, we'll cut into the scene as kind of the Yeti is got a big old smile on his face. He's clearly happy. Durant is grumpier than normal. And Tobias and his bodyguard are snuggled into the fur of the Yeti, trying to stay warm. And see.
What is going on? Druids, I'm asking you.
What is going on?
It appears to be snowing, if I'm not wrong.
Can I, oh, go ahead. Sorry. You do it.
I'm at a loss, actually. I'm no idea what's going on other than it seems to be snowing.
Okay, Clay wants to do something really dumb. He wants to see if this is natural weather or unnatural weather.
Okay. How are you propose you do that?
I was thinking I would sniff the air and do a nature check.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Smells cold.
You feel like you're gonna have to step out into the cold to get a better sense of it. The room here smells too much like frosting.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm definitely not stepping out in the cold right now by myself.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
I feel like we're missing people.
Didn't we hear
Yeah, I thought there was...
snarling animals outside?
You did.
There was a howl and snarling.
You did seem to hear some kind of wild beast echoing down the hallway.
Beholder's gonna make a stealth check and peek out the doorway to see what's outside.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception? Okay. You wait there.
Awesome. You take a moment and you peek out, and the wind and the snow is blowing. It is making it pretty hard to see. It's limiting visibility a lot. But you find putting your hand in front of your eyes, blocking out the immediate effect. You peer out, and you're not. It's not a hallway. It's not that the snow isn't it's not blowing through the hallway. It's that the outside is now a large, vast tundra.
Oh.
Okay. What does the outside of the room we're in look like?
Do you step completely out to take a look?
I'm just like leaning out to like look at the building.
It's just not there.
So I'm like going through a portal.
It feels.
It's a Narnia door.
Okay. Okay. I will step back inside
Okay.
all the way. Be like, well, we're not in the school anymore.
You mean the whole kitchen is not in the school anymore?
It's a tundra out there.
I'm gonna look at the other students and be like, is this normal? Have you been here years in the past? So do they often have winter that takes over everything?
Tobias shakes his head, raises his arms up. I've never seen this before. Last year there was no such occurrence.
I wonder
You
if this
look
is
so cold.
extracurriculars of some sort.
I thought we had to go to those on purpose.
Maybe
But-
we've been volunteered.
We've never heard of extracurriculars being forced on somebody, but maybe your performance has been noteworthy.
Is that a compliment or is that an insult? I'm not quite sure I can tell.
I haven't been following you to class. Which one is it from your perspective?
Are you asking where I'm supposed to be right now?
No, I'm asking if your performance has been good or bad.
Oh, I think my performance has been wonderful.
Oh, that's probably it then.
I hit things very hard and I hit them very often.
You were probably so fantastic that they decided that it was time. I'm just shooting guesses in the wind here.
Beholder's gonna
seem
smirk in the
very
corner and
nice.
go. Beholder's just gonna be smirking in the corner.
Finn is done with this conversation and would like to step over and check this for the portal to see if this one is also what he described.
Okay, so you're leaning out the same way that he did and looking around.
Mhm.
Give me a perception check.
I would like to do the same thing, but over into the kitchen, the actual where the ovens are.
Okay. So you go back to the ovens. They're normal kitchen. With a 22 perception, taking a look out, you see a similar landscape, but from your angle, looking out, it's tundra, and then a vast sea, and there seems to be some ships in the bay. Is it a bay? It's hard to tell.
I would explain what I'm seeing. It looks like snow almost as far as the eye can see, and then perhaps a large body of water with some ships. How's everyone's geography? Anyone have any idea where this could be?
No, that's my sister's department.
Can I roll a geography?
Give me a history check. And anybody else who would like to. Okay,
I'm gonna give it a shot since it's an ocean.
sure. All right, so getting a 14 or above, you know that there are a couple places in the far north and the far south where cold weather this time of year is still resulting in snow and tundra. There are a couple places, there are even less places where, of course, there's water, but all of northern Neptune, all of the islands north of Neptune, and all the islands, and a portion of the islands south of de Minimus territory could have this kind of geography. But that still leaves thousands of miles of, land.
Are the ships flying any specific flags, colors?
Hard to see. You only barely made out the outline.
Well, what was the verdict on the kitchen?
There
Is it
seem
a
to be
kitchen?
ovens still there. They seem to be normal. So, I don't know. Do we want something other than cake?
So are we waiting it out here? Are we going out and exploring? I, for one, have been feeling cooped up lately. If that's just me.
Well, I was really looking forward to getting some new clothes, but I guess that's not happening now. So we
Yeah,
should
I'm gonna
venture
assume that
forth.
this. I'm gonna assume this is probably like extracurriculars.
Okay.
Well, I haven't heard any disembodied voices telling us to go kill giants. So I do. Did you all hear the howling? I'm curious what that was.
I did hear the howling. Is there a way I could try to identify the howling?
Give me a nature check.
No, this didn't go well last time, but sure.
You can, this one particularly, roll one at advantage. Well, you're gonna roll. Okay, roll at advantage. I'm using both your rolls, your high roll and your first roll for different things.
Okay, there's
Perfect.
another roll.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
wow.
on a 14. You heard a couple of noises and they were kind of distinct. Well, don't let me lie to you. They were similar. Is the word that is not distinct. One was clearly, it sounded like Yetis. You're very familiar with that noise. The other seemed to be some kind of large bear.
Well, I say we go investigate, and I wild shape into a bear.
Okay.
Ooh,
What kind of bear?
that sounds like an adventure. Are you all coming?
Finn is already at the door.
Yep, I figured maybe whatever we kill, maybe I'll just turn that into warm clothes.
Oh, actually, here. And Finn will. Wouldn't be a bit large if I have a cloak.
Oh,
Offers cloak.
Oh, thank you.
It wouldn't be like a full length cloak. It'd probably be down to her hips. So, for you, it's full length.
Nice. I'm still looking to probably make whatever we kill into some clothes. Getting a bit tired of the dress.
At least for now. Stay warm. Fuzzy, did you want to join us? This seems like your territory.
Give me a persuasion check.
See, it's
Can I
him,
help
so I'm
her
gonna
by
roll well.
dangling jerky behind her head?
Sure. You can roll at advantage, Finn.
24. See,
Um,
I can talk to Fuzzy. I can't talk to Cutie.
Fuzzy, he looks to Durant, who says, I'm not going out there.
Oh, why not?
Not going out there.
I'm scared.
I don't have to lose it to your taunts. I'm just not going to wander into the cold outside of a kitchen. Have fun, though. Fuzzy, you can go if you want, but then there's, cake out there like there is in here. And he's going to roll his own persuasion check. Okay. Fuzzy seems torn. He seems incredibly torn.
What do you think is going on?
I think it's really cold. And I think as soon as you step out there, you're probably not going to be able to get back in. You got everything you need?
I don't know.
Yeah. Why don't we just go ahead and charge outside? That sounds great. Y'all are fantastic. Go be fantastic.
The temptation to just light him on fire is pretty fucking strong right now.
I really want to just drag him out with us. Then he'll be stuck with us.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm also. Well, Ben is just kind of leaning against the doorway. He does make a good point. This is relatively safe, I assume, unless wolves or whatever it was show up.
I walk over to Fuzzy, and I pick up a little bit of cake in my arms, and I just go, can you pick up more?
Give me a persuasion check.
A cake carrying contest with something 3 categories larger than you.
Yeah, there's the plan behind this.
I love it.
If we're
Keep
going to stay in here, we should bar the doors.
That's fair.
He picks up 2 plates of cake and shrugs. Ugh.
Yeah, see? Now if you grab more, you could take the cake with you in that wonderful blizzard I know you love.
He's not buying it. He's just seeing.
Alright. Guess you can't have your cake and your snow.
He scoops up a pile of snow from the ground, pats himself down with it, and the other hand he picks up a piece of cake and he eats it.
I mean, yeah.
Can Finn sleight of hand to make a snowball?
Yeah, you can totally sleight of hand. Give me the check.
Ah, that's not the button I wanted.
Okay, you have a snowball and nobody's seen it.
Can I sleight of hand chuck it at Fuzzy?
Sure. Well, you can make an attack. Sleight of hand that's a whole nother. You can't.
I'm just gonna.
Where'd that
Am
snowball
I
come
rolling?
from? Just make a
with-
ranged attack with Dex.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a dagger just for the roll. 15.
Okay. All right. A snowball flies through the air and strikes Fuzzy in the chest. Just kind of looks down on it, and he stands up, grabbing a pile of snow underneath of him, and just starts charging you in the door, throwing the snow in.
Can I take the dodge action? I'll do it as a bonus action if you make me.
Not
I
after
can't do it as-
your turn.
never mind.
Yeah. The problem with this is he got super excited,
Yes.
and the table and the snow starts rolling in your direction. It's coming at you fast. Durant is caught up in this
Baby
table.
avalanche.
Oh no.
Durant is being pushed towards the door. The table is being pushed towards you. It looks like Granite, Bernard, and Finn are all colliding towards the door. Make a dexterity saving throws.
It's not what I meant by buying the door.
Finn, what'd you do?
Did you say dexterity saving throws?
Dexterity saving throws from anybody. It's essentially get out of the way or get pushed out the door.
Hope
I need to roll one for.
Durant fails.
Yeah, let's see how he does. Okay.
GM's cheating.
No.
Okay. Okay. So everybody, most people get out of the way, and the Yeti's he's charging forward, and Granite doesn't have enough time. She kind of falls over. She rolls out, and both the Yeti and Granite find themselves outside in the snow. As
Well, I guess we'll find out if they can come back in.
they disappear. You don't see them.
I'm going
Finn-
after them as the bear.
Finn sticks their head out and looks.
You see them, and the Yeti's kind of scratching his head and looking around.
Do I see her stick her
You
head out?
you both see her disembodied head and Fuzzy.
What happens
Finn
if
will
I touch
offer her hand out.
He'll grab your hand and he'll start to pull you out.
I would like to not get pulled out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
So
just-
contested, yay.
Let's do a strength contest. Athletics or
Can I
acrobatics.
acrobat?
You may
Okay.
absolutely. It's essentially you volunteer to grapple.
I definitely meant to
Okay. You slip your hand out easily as you pull it back. He didn't get a good grab onto your wrist, but you did notice that as you pulled, his hand hit the surface. It passed through the door, but it did not materialize on the other side of the door with you.
I will mention this, but like, I'm not sure you guys can come back in. Granite, may I take your hand for a moment? Offers hand.
Okay.
Pulls hand gently, slowly towards the thing.
And as you pull,
Let me know if this feels strange.
granted, from your perspective, her hand fades into nothing, and you just move your hand through nothing. From Finn's perspective, she pulls, and as she pulls her hand through, she loses grip because it stops existing in the kitchen.
This is not very good. Can you pass
The
out
bear-
cake?
The bear
Oh!
roars.
Oh! And he starts freaking out. He starts screaming because there's no cake. He's looking for
Finn-
the cake.
Finn will step over and grab a cake.
Clay,
and
you went
hand
out,
it
right?
The door.
Is that what you said? Are you outside, Clay?
Clay, the bear is going.
Okay, awesome. You same thing. You step out into the outside to the cold, and Granite and Fuzzy become visible again. I'm just gonna mark you as outside by pulling you here. I gotta give you control of that bear.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just leave my dude in here then?
Absolutely.
All right, you go back there and sit.
There you go.
There. Okay.
Then
Ooh,
we'll
now I
grab
can
some
move the
cake.
bear.
Okay, and Durant has decided to stay in the kitchen.
As
far.
as all this happens, and he pushes himself against the wall, and he's looking outside, and he's watching the antics like you are. And he walks over to another table and takes a seat.
Okay, Quina
Asshole.
would like to walk over to him, and she wants to pick up Tuna as she's walking.
Okay.
And she's just gonna go. Have to go out to watch pup, please.
Yeah, no, really don't want to take that dog out there. Yeah, absolutely. Here, hand the dog.
Thank
And
you.
he'll quickly just start petting the dog, and his attention is now completely focused on Tuna.
And Tuna's loving every second of it. Gwenna is happy because Puffer is safe, and she's going to walk out the door.
Okay.
And hate it.
I follow shortly behind her.
Okay. All
Still
right.
being a bodyguard.
Beholder
Finn
will
is
look
just
over at
passing.
Finn.
Finn is just passing cakes through.
And Fuzzy is taking them.
Table of infinite cakes.
Granted, he's eating them as fast as she's handing them. You also, everybody who's outside sees this. He's just.
I will take one. I will intercept one.
Give me a acrobatics
Sleight of
check.
hand, because oh, okay.
Finn, seeing
A what
Gran
check?
try and take one, Finn would give Fuzzy the hey, share. It's okay, I have more, but you give that one to her.
You may roll a persuasion check at advantage. So we will roll over the silliest things tonight.
Wait, I'm afraid Fuzzy's gonna just wreck her.
He lets a couple pieces of cake go to Granite.
I'm
Thank
going
you,
to
Bud.
put them into my pockets for later.
Yes, cake.
Cake
love it.
pocket.
Is it your pastry pocket?
Is it
Everyone
in
has
what
pastry
pocket?
pockets.
Yes, it's my
Unless you have a
pastry
bacon
pocket.
pocket.
Yeah.
Does everyone go out except Durant and probably Tobias? and
Tobias
Buddy?
isn't following. He seems to be
Beholder will
miserable
look over at
completely.
Finn and be like, I guess we have to now.
Finn is just looking at Durant. You really gonna let Fuzzy go out there alone or without him? Or
I
you're not
wonder
going with
how
him?
long they will sit there before this kitchen goes back to the school.
I'm on dog detail. Sorry. Have fun.
Wait, are you a druid?
Who are you talking to?
Durant.
Oh, you can't see Durant.
Oh no.
And Durant can't see you.
I know. I just
No.
want to be a part of the conversation.
Oh. Finn is within 30 feet of them, right?
He's protecting Tuna. What are you doing?
Are you gonna throw a snowball and run? What?
No, no snowball. Finn is gonna step forward until they're within 30 feet. And just none of you see this, but suddenly the dirt beneath his chair just kind of. All right, well, is it wood or stone?
Well, what are you doing? It's
Molten.
wood.
Damn it. Never mind. I won't do it.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
In that
Beholder
case,
will
Finn
s-
is just. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Beholder will go out when you do.
Okay. All right.
Finn is gonna turn around. I guess the rumors are true. You really are a douchebag. And then she's gonna step outside.
All right. Let me go ahead and grab a bunch of the tokens and copy them just in case I didn't prearrange. And we're gonna. By the way, give me a charisma check on that last statement.
This
Nat
time she
one.
rolled
This
a
time it's gonna be
natural
perfect.
20.
That's probably.
Nope.
Okay.
Wow.
Told you. Fucking 20, 20, 23, 7.
And as you, oh right, I need the Yeti too. Where is he at?
Yeah, we got our bodyguard with us. Our bodyguard's bodyguard.
As the rest of you step out, and you see this, again, the large tundra, the wind blowing, in the distance, the snarls and the snaps of something off there. You're in the bottom right, by the way, and I need to.
I was like, where are we? There we are.
There you go. I got to make sure that
This
everybody
looks
hears you.
distinctly familiar.
It does.
Out of character. I vaguely recall some ice giants.
And you find yourself in
Just
this.
don't cut their beards.
No,
the-
they'll come back to life.
To the east, you see the open bay. First few feet seem to be thick ice. No ice. Excuse me, I'm wrong. That's not how that works. But open bay, and there seem to be About 7 ships just off the coast.
Can we get a better view of what their flags might be? What colors are flying?
Give me a perception check. Okay. It's hard to tell, but all the flags do seem to be black in color. That much you're able to piece together, but the individual symbols are lost.
Oh my gosh, I hope they are still in Act 2.
What would you all like to do?
Find the growling.
I would like to find a way back to school.
Yes, we have a Wookiee on our side.
Or a bear? I think it's a bear.
What's your armor class, Finn?
That's a really good question. What's my armor class? 15.
All right. A snowball, about 2 feet in diameter, just flies past you.
Yeti.
As the Fuzzy is already building another one.
Okay. Finn would like to get a snowball and
Okay.
throw one back.
Oh man, you're egging him on. Oh, this isn't gonna end well.
Oh, but it would be fun.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite part of this game so far, is having a snowball fight with a Yeti.
All right. With a 13, you will hit him. It just doesn't seem to face it. The size of your snowball dissipated. Yeah,
Absolutely not trying to.
hurt him. Right. His snowball comes careening at you in a size and a speed that might actually hurt. And it's way off to the side as he's trying to lob it at you like a boulder, and a lot of it's dissipating in the air before it hits you.
Oh, Gwen has just realized how close to this fight she is. She would like to start building like a wall of snow and just like duck down behind it.
Okay. All right. Give me a survival check. Is anybody doing anything else, by the way?
I'm rolling to see if there's something specific I'm doing.
Bear's gonna see if Bear can make a snowball.
Okay. Give me a. Give me a dexterity check at disadvantage.
All right.
Move over here by Nibbles.
I'm not scared right now. Finn, realizing that they're a little cold, is going to suddenly become a snow leopard tabaxi.
A snow leopard
So-
tabaxi. Okay. You all watch as Finn actually grows fur, white fur, ears pop out of the top of her head, a tail extends. Not as gruesome as some of the other transformations I've described. But her leg does do that, like, snap thing where it goes backwards.
Okay,
at the
so
knee.
it doesn't actually snap. The knees just kind of, like, it's... Never mind.
Hey,
That
you
was
can
a
describe your
1.
transformations all you want in your games.
Yep.
That was a 1 for a dex check.
Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah,
exactly
the
what you
bear is-
expect a bear would achieve.
You just bury your face into the snow.
You do find scooping up snow and just throwing powder works for throwing powder.
I'll
Gwen-
do that. I'm gonna throw some at. I'm gonna throw some in Gwenna's direction.
What?
All right, make
powder.
an attack. Roll a d20. Gwenna,
Right.
I'm gonna give you
Stay
with a 7 survival, no additional cover yet.
Oh wow.
There is, and here's essentially, he finds a nice chunk of ice as his arm
Oh,
scoots
shit.
forward. The snow hits you. The ice lands in such a way, hits the top of your head, slides down under your shirt, right? That way that gets real hungry. Yeah, that's happened. And you're just covered in snow.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
You've excited
Oh, I
the
don't want
Yeti,
it
and he
under my
misses Clayton with the giant snowball.
Okay.
And throws another one, but like right at the back of Fuzzy's.
Oh, hits him right in the ear. As he staggers a bit and starts laughing.
Is it bad that I like Fuzzy way more than I like Durant? Like Fuzzy is Fuzzy's friend. I like it. Yeah, Finn will continue the snowball fight until people are worn out.
Okay. Anybody else? What are y'all doing?
I'm gonna try and get people's attention and be like, can we go towards the ships or something so we can get back to where we are supposed to be? I do not like being lost.
It's fair.
I don't like this is what my sister usually does, and I don't like not being able to tell where I am.
Okay.
Clay's bear drops down on all fours and pads over to Granite and just goes like saying, "I'm sorry."
Head boops from a giant bear. I love it.
Joanna would like to take this opportunity to maybe possibly get revenge on the bear.
Okay. Make an attack. D20 plus your
That's fair.
Weapon.
Expeditious
attack.
retreat.
I mean, the bear's got like 12. Yeah, that's fine. 17. Okay. You hit him square in the side of the face with a snowball. It explodes on contact.
No cake for you.
I have cake in my pockets.
Get Granny.
The Yeti is looking at your pockets at the mention of cake.
The bear manages to try to look abashed.
Okay.
Finn will. Hey, Fuzzy, you want to try and throw a snowball at one of those ships? Do you think you could throw one that far? Actually, I out of character don't remember how far.
I don't think I mentioned it. They were.
You said just offshore. So.
Right. But for a ship, that's still hundreds of feet.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Finn would say, "You want to go take a look at these ships?"
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what I want.
Cool. Finn will just lead the way through the snow.
Okay.
I will reach up towards the Yeti and see if he will take my hand.
Give me a persuasion check. You're a gnome, right?
I am.
Look at that. Okay. He just grabs you by the waist, lifts you up, and puts you on his shoulder.
Yes.
He looks around for
I
nibbles.
will scratch him behind the ears while I'm up there. Or whatever constitutes.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a bit taken aback at first, and then he just starts stuttering, chittering.
Did you say he grabs nibbles too?
Well, he's looking for nibbles. His nibbles anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
Near nibbles.
He's gonna walk over to you and point to his shoulder.
Hey, yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Got a
Grab you.
vantage point. And then as soon as he puts me up there, I lob a snowball at Finn.
Make an attack.
Finn is not paying attention.
Roll it at advantage.
Oh, okay. D22. Is this just a wall?
Plus your proficiency, plus your dexterity.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be like 18.
Yeah, right in the
it
right in the
hits.
top of the noggin.
Finn stops for a moment.
I point at Granite.
Yeti points at nibbles.
I point at the goblin on the other shoulder.
So 2 against 1.
You can believe the paladin or the goblin. It's up to you.
Finn just looks at the three
That's
of
class
them
versus
in order.
race.
Just
Class warfare.
Finn will just look at all three of them Finn will remember this and turn and just keep walking.
Okay.
There's big paw prints, huge paw prints.
So the Yeti will start walking north to the shore that's closest to where the boats are. I assume that was the natural direction if I had described that to you.
Is this just a thing that Yetis can do? Can they like teleport the room they are in back to their homeland or something?
He just shrugged.
I don't expect him to answer. I'm just.
I like the idea
thinking
that he
out
shrugs
loud.
with 2 people on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Let's
Ask
see.
him more questions. Ask him more questions.
Beholder's gonna follow around the back of the line, just keeping an eye out in the trail that the Yeti and the bear are carving for us.
Okay. And you start walking for a bit as the snow and the wind breaks around you. And the cliffs and to your right, the snow mounds and some trees painting the landscape. The first thing that catches your attention as you begin clearing through the snow is a large polar bear walking in your direction, just moseying along, and he just stops immediately upon seeing you. He just begins
Finn
to.
will also stop.
I have no control over the Yeti, so he might not actually.
Oh, yo,
stop.
he'll won't run over Finn, and you see him kind of almost step on her before he stops.
Finn just kind of puts a hand out and pats him on the belly.
I'm going,
Mother Berry, best keep moving. You don't want any of this.
give me an intimidation check.
I'm actually good at intimidation.
The bear will pause for a moment, and then
Shoot.
start moseying off to the left, out of your way, slowly, keeping an eye on you. Stops, looks back, and keeps moving.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
That is impressive. I would like to learn how to do that.
Well, you already know how. You're on it.
No, but you did.
You are definitely
Yeah.
piloting a Yeti.
Look at what we're on. When I said you don't want none of this, I was meaning him.
Alright. I gotta get a voice for him if he's gonna be hanging around. I gotta really commit to
Hey,
something.
you're the one who left Durant behind. No, Durant's the one who left Durant behind. We tried.
You did.
I was really hoping he was going to fail that deck save. Perfect.
He had a shot. And as you move past and you get past the bear, he disappears into the storm. It's about it still feels like mid-morning here, as in where you left, and you get to a small boat on the side of the the little rowboat. There are 3 of them, in fact. And they are beached and drug in shore a bit, and a series of footprints lead inward from the boat, farther north, and kind of in line with the direction you were traveling.
Can we see any colors on the ships yet?
Similar viewpoint from here.
Do we follow the tracks? I don't see why not.
You got brought here for a reason.
Are you sure about that?
Chaotic magic is a thing.
It is, but
Finn just keeps walking along the tracks.
why would the school send us anywhere if we're supposed to be? Because isn't today Ektoons worshipped him?
Don't for a moment believe Tobias has it right when he says we're just that good, that they want to put us onto a test.
Oh, I know that.
So, what are we doing?
Finn just has kept following the footprints. Presumably they are walking with them.
Okay.
If they aren't walking, they would stop.
Okay. As you continue to push through following the footprints now, following the trail. I'm going to have to copy and paste everybody again. Let me make sure I have everyone I want in my selection. Copy. Let me make sure.
You forgot Clay.
Well, he's a bear, so it's a different
know.
Clay.
But
We'll go back and get him if we need him.
I brought
turn,
it.
I could turn back into clay at any time.
I'm gonna go ahead and...
Just put Clay inside the bear like Nibbles and Granite are in the Yeti.
Done.
Can you hook them together?
You just highlight both of them and move them.
that part.
Oh,
Now let me go grab him. Now
Did
since
it.
I did that. Oh well, let me grab him and move him to the other
Copy him.
side.
look at that.
We're map transitioning. As
Tim accidentally.
you find your way to a bridge crossing. On the bridge is a large troll. He seems to be sitting with his feet dangling over the bridge. And he's got in his hand just the largest piece of meat. It looks cooked. It's got a big handle carved and
Man,
shoved through it. And he doesn't see you approach initially.
Is that what color's the handle?
The handle is a big wooden stake.
Okay. That was me asking, not Nibbles. I really did. I was curious about something.
Okay. I'm not always clever enough to think that far ahead or behind.
Are we crossing this bridge or what?
The footprints cross over. They follow the bridge. And this troll seems unusually happy. Feet
Gross.
swinging like a little kid.
I say we go through the water.
I disconnected for a second there.
Okay.
So we asked if we're crossing, and then he's dangling his feet, and then we're deciding
More or less.
briefly. Okay.
Well, I mean, we got a Yeti, so I don't see the issue.
I mean, this
We count as one passenger on the bridge.
What do you mean, passes? You think he only lets certain people go by or something?
No, I mean, I think that the Yeti will cross the bridge and we just stay on his shoulders and we don't have to cross the bridge.
Well, yeah. I
Also,
think we have Yeti. We just tell him to go piss off.
Fuzzy is starting to build a snowball.
God.
who's
Uh,
going to... Oh, no.
Yep, he wants a real fight. Let's do this.
I will hold on very tightly.
you guys aren't trying to stop him at all. I love it. I'm not.
I'm a paladin, not an angel.
Can we give the troll cake? Maybe food?
Perhaps we should try talking to him first. I mean, this
Do you
is
have...
his place, not ours.
I don't
I've
know.
been-
This area.
I could just shout at the troll.
I
Yeti
failed
might
at
have the
making a
right
snowball.
idea.
Say again. You tried to
I
do
failed at making a snowball again.
The Yeti has finished his snowball, his large snowball.
I hop off him before he eats it, in case I just like get eat it myself.
Okay. Nobody doing anything?
I hold on tight.
Okay.
Finn is gonna
Give me a athletics check, because his shoulders are gonna rotate back on you.
Finn is going to try and hide
Okay.
somewhere.
Let's see,
Holder
with
will do
a...
the same.
How tall's the snow? Like, does it go to my head when I jump out?
Ooh, good question. Yes. Yes, you are kind of like neck deep.
Full
In it.
covered, got it.
Yeah. you can typically walk on it, but jumping off and kind of plunging in.
Beholder's gonna duck down behind the snow.
Okay.
Finn
So stealth.
Finn is crouched, has their bow out, not strung, not pulled taut, but is also white kitty form, so hopefully a little stealth. I mean, with a 18 spell. So.
Let's see how he does. This is a +6.
I think Gwen is gonna go over by Finn and just have her rolling pin ready.
The large snowball hurls through the air. Now I actually need to know what the trolls. That's
I do love that this is
50.
our surprise round.
It is. The snowball is not packed tightly enough, but it dissipates well before it hits the troll, and it just showers him with flakes harmlessly as the troll looks over at the Yeti, who is still laughing, and hey, you gotta pay the troll toll.
What's your name, friend?
And
Doesn't remember.
I'm Billy. Billy the bridge troll.
All right, Billy. Well, I have a pocket full of cake. Was that good enough?
I haven't had cake before. Describe it.
Yeah, and I will pull it out of my pocket.
It's all smashed and
sweet and
beautiful, right?
delicious.
Yeti just.
No, no. Another pocket full of cake for you later.
Give me a charisma check. Just a flat charisma. The troll stands up and begins lumbering over there. He's got his large hunk of meat. Now that you're closer, you can. Now that he's closer, you can see it's actually steaming. It's cooking. It's warm. It was cooked recently. With a 20, he reaches out a hand and he grabs the cake.
If he's that close, I want to try to tunnel underneath him stealth-wise.
Give me a stealth check.
By the way, his original name was Brendan. In case you were wondering.
I appreciate it.
This isn't the same troll.
I'm just saying.
It's his brother, Billy.
He said Brendan.
He said, "Yay!"
Okay. That's an important fact.
So we can't kill him.
You can do whatever you want. He takes it and he takes a bite of it, and he says, "This is great," and he smothers it on the piece of meat like a
Oh
topping.
god, that's gross.
Oh, it's
You know, sweet and salty. It's
wonderful
a thing.
idea. I will
Yeah.
have to try it sometime.
And he sits down right in the snow and starts eating.
Let's go. Let's go.
Gwenna sees that, and you hear like this tiny sound from behind the snow. Ah!
Don't worry about it, Gwenna.
That's great.
Gwenna.
I've got meat and sugar.
Can Finn just like? Finn would like to just kind of go, boop, 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 and then jump.
Yes. What's your
Or
strength?
sorry, the log.
Oh, the log. Okay. Give me a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Yeah.
If you didn't see me pass him under the snow, and then I just continue walking.
Perfect.
16.
there.
Too easy. You managed to.
I'm gonna
hop over.
tap Fuzzy on the shoulder and be like, "You've got to follow my friends, please."
Oh, I was. Oh, no, wait, he doesn't talk. And he walks over. I just wasn't controlling the token. Yeah, he was moving. Okay. And so you cross the bridge and leaving behind a very happy troll who is standing up and lumbering back to his bridge, where you'll see him sit down again, and he's got cake just everywhere as he was biting into the meat.
That's what I looked like on my first birthday.
His first time eating cake, your first time eating cake. That sounds beautiful. That's
So
just
much
parallels.
nicer before the witch.
As you
Yeah.
push through the snow again, and you're following the footsteps they pick up, and it's give or take another 30 minutes. Are you doing anything particular? Who doesn't have cold weather gear actually?
Well, right now I have a wedding.
I have a couple extra layers.
Okay,
I've got a wedding dress, a robe, and a cape.
wedding dress, a robe, and a cape.
I have my cloak.
You have your cloak, like specifically cold weather cloaks, or
What did Spoopy give me?
Finn gave you a cold weather cloak. Finn is
Okay.
wearing so cold weather clothes isn't just a cloak. So Finn is still wearing the clothes,
Mhm.
just not the cloak.
Sure. So those without cold weather, let's just say cold weather gear, and you determine your own level of cold weather clothing
I've
at
got
this
a
moment.
Yeti. I'm good.
Roll a Constitution saving throw if you're not. Okay.
Is the body heat of the Yeti keeping me warm?
It might keep you alive. It ain't keeping you warm.
Damn it. I knew I shouldn't have let that asshole have my coat.
Who'd you give your coat to?
Durant.
I'm a bear. Do I need to worry about this
You're
right now?
you're great. You are fantastic. You feel warm.
Okay.
This feels good.
Did you say con?
I'm also a furry right
Constitution.
Oh, okay.
Which would Tabaxi? Tabaxi leopard.
now. They don't actually have
no,
cold
but you're
resistance.
wearing the clothing, so
Full
that's fine.
flavor. That's it.
Okay, yeah. Get glitter gelfing. You are starting to feel the effects of the cold, but if you fail another check, it will be an exhaustion, and we will roll these once per in-game hour.
How many hours is it then?
Perhaps you
One.
should turn into something
One,
that's
okay.
big and
It's
fluffy.
been a long trek.
When it's been 2 hours, I'm gonna have to make a choice.
You could turn to a bear, can't you, Gwenna?
She can.
Well, she can see. Yeah, she can see Clay as a bear now.
I mean, yeah.
Also, you could turn into a polar bear.
Ooh.
Wait, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you
The
that.
CR might be a little high on that one, but let me check
I
it.
think
I wasn't sure. I was gonna go look.
is she Moon?
I am Moon.
Moon, you have a wider variety of things.
As long as you do CR or challenge rating 2, then you can do polar bear.
I think it's like half her level, so
Yeah, it's
Something pretty good. Moons are awesome.
So.
Okay. So if you transform as you walk, you won't suffer that penalty. You'll feel yourself getting colder, and you can. So you just let me know if that's what you do.
for now.
So you can see Clay Bear now. The rain is gone. That's good. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you so much, Bruto. Your participation warms my heart.
Alright. Finn continues to lead the way.
Okay. And at about that 30-minute mark, the footprints clearly lead simultaneously coming into the view of a large cave mouth, and simultaneously seeing a group of people exiting. In the lead, a large, muscular, dark elf woman. We're talking.
Are they here for a specific flower by chance?
I'm trying to get a good size in my head, like Thor from the Avengers. Huge arms. They're actually bare at the moment with fur-lined coat,
Oh,
long
bear.
coat draping
Okay.
behind.
Yeah, not bear, but bear.
Not bear, but bear.
Bear.
I am bear.
This
He has
large,
the right to bear arms.
this large drow woman. She's
Do
got
I know this large drow woman?
Would you know this large drow woman?
I can't remember. I'm getting my characters mixed up.
Right. She's got a large great axe slung over her shoulder. She's got looks to be a crew behind her. She confidently strolls out of the cave, stops when she sees you.
A yeti, 2 bears, a
Her-
gnome, a goblin, and a cat.
Her
And
arm
an elf.
is a deep purple, all the way up to her shoulder. The veins are very pronounced and a darkish, almost pulsating purple. It looks sickly. Her other arm is fine. And as she sees you, she says,
Wait.
"What brings you to my cave?"
We stepped through a portal and it brought us here and we saw footprints, so we
I
followed them.
did not step through a portal. I was shoved through
She
a
got shoved
portal.
through a portal. By that one.
Then I could not go back. I would much rather be in the kitchen.
If you don't mind us asking, where on the planet are we?
Give me, Granite, Finn, give me charisma checks. Finn, make yours a persuasion, please.
That is preferable. I can roll persuasion with literally everyone except one asshole.
She stops for a moment.
No, it's time to go on break.
Brings the great axe down in front of her. And she looks you over and says, your story's so stupid, I'm pretty sure you're not lying. She looks back over her shoulder. She says, oh, 1 second. Excuse me. I need to... That's not gonna work.
Insert bear sounds here.
Yeah, no, please, absolutely.
Just.
Fuzzy's looking back and forth, and he's not sure if this is a fight or not.
You said this is your cave. Who are you exactly?
Yeah. Well, let her finish answering the first question. Well, sorry, I stopped. I paused. She didn't pause. She looks back over her shoulder, and she says, hey, Kia, where were we at again? They want some coordinates. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Yay.
She said, oh yeah.
She said, Kia,
she said
where are we at
Kia?
again?
Yeah, okay.
I know what's going on now.
My bad daddy button's screwing up. Don't do that.
No, bad daddy.
BRB.
Bad daddy. He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Bad daddy. Not your son. Bad daddy. Real boy. Bad daddy.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Bad daddy. Not your son. Bad daddy. Real boy. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Uncommon. And they managed to pull off a full 29 seconds of silence. Oh, great.
It was hard, guys. It's super hard.
almost didn't
For
make
Fucking
it.
awkward.
people
I hate
coming
it.
in the middle of our conversation.
Yes, good.
It was so much worth watching the pain on Jamie's face.
And the humor on Casey as yeah, it was good.
This is,
Yep.
I mean, we're just finishing up some ice cream here. Don't mind us. We're professionals.
If it's ice cream for dinner, it's the best thing to eat when you've got 10 minutes.
I had an ice cream bar. Brian was like, hey, we have ice cream. I was like, oh shit, ice cream. She brought me an ice cream bar. Right before the stream started, I got another one. And then they were eating ice cream, so I got another one.
Quick, speed up that treadmill.
Yeah, you did get points to speed it up.
It got sped up on break. We're there. 1.7. Ladies and gentlemen, you walked away at a moment where I was trying to get a voice down. And I'm sure having ice cream sandwich in my teeth and a cold throat is going to help.
That just means you have to always be like that when you make that voice.
It is. I just got to have the dairy rot mouth going on. Okay, so she looks back and she says, hey, Kia, where are we at again? And from the crew, she's clearly talking to a more slender dark elf who steps forward. Well, actually, let me just pull up my Kia photo for reference. Make sure I'm not wholly out of place. Where did I put that thing? I have not organized, really, honestly, a very good OneNote at all. Media, banner stuff. Got it. That's Nox. There it is. Okay, yeah. So, white hair, long white hair, down to just below the shoulders. A purple coat, similar length to her captain's big fur jacket. With sleeves this time, and no purple hands, no elf rot here. And she said, looks at the captain, she says, Captain, we're north. The ice flows. It's cold here. Captain laughs. Well, I wasn't paying much attention to that. Oh, it's a little chilly. I feel it now. I feel it in the arms. Feels good. It's refreshing. So, you stumbled through a portal. That's fun. Tell me your story. And she starts walking past you.
I mean, I don't know where to begin.
Sometimes we like to begin at the beginning, dear. Don't worry about it. That's fine. I know I'm a little intimidating, but you get used to it. And she's walking back through her own footsteps.
Finn is absolutely checking them out, up and down. Just totally.
Okay. Checking who out?
Her out.
Her out? Okay.
Her, the captain.
Yeah, completely. The picture you posted was pretty close. She clearly, like bodybuilder form, less ridges and veins and more, slender and large. Slender's the wrong word. Anyway, she pulls it off, but she's got this large white coat that kind of drags behind her. She seems to be effortlessly moving this great sword around. She's great axe around, and she's at this point she's using it kind of like a walking stick. As she walks ahead, the rest of her crew seem to be hauling out large chests, large wooden chests on just between them, like holding it. Kia, part of that effort of moving equipment, and she's just moving through the snow.
Well, I suppose the beginning of this story would be, we were inside of a school, and it started getting very cold. We woke up in the morning, went to breakfast, and suddenly there was snow. And then we went through a portal, and then we followed snow tracks, and now we're here.
I remember math. I didn't go, but I remember trying to go. School sucks, right?
Inclined to agree.
I very much liked school, actually.
Well, I mean, not everybody could just have this dashing talent, raw energy like I do. But, some people need to learn it.
I'm so sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, right. Hey, you just call me Melissa, but, Captain Iron works pretty good, too.
Captain Iron. Very nice.
So you're
Pleasure to
stranded.
meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. Names. You know what? Tell me later. When you're useful, or you do something significant, we'll give you a name. And she just continue walking. I assume you're following her at this point.
Are we being recruited?
I don't
Kinda
actually.
feels that way.
You seem stuck, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Not awesome.
Can you fit in the
Is
tight
this-
spaces?
Is this
Yeah, we're being
not...
forcefully recruited. We gotta go back to school.
Honey, I'm
You don't
not
happen to know.
forcefully making you do anything. You're welcome to stay here in the tundra. I'm offering you work. Again, can you squeeze in the tight spaces?
I can.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
Good. 2? Perfect.
Actually, I need to check something about changeling.
What's with the bear? And the Yeti?
Which one?
The Yeti
And
is
the- oh, God.
my friend and my bodyguard.
I am rolling in the snow now, just playing.
We've got 2 bears and a yeti.
Yeah. The polar bear is looking at the bear, kind of like sitting on her haunches, just like.
The,
"Nah."
the bears are druids. The druids
I'm
are
gonna walk
bears.
over. I'm gonna walk over to the polar bear and nudge the polar bear, and then roll around in the snow.
You see, they turned into bears because we found ourselves in a snowy tundra when we should have been in school going to seminary. And I would really like to get back to seminary because I was really looking forward to my first day of self-reflection.
What's that?
It's where you reflect on yourself.
I do that one all the time. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, I was very much looking forward to it. I would like to get back to school and do it.
Why don't
I
you
think
just
she meant mirror reflection. And I can't blame her. I mean, look at her.
I just want to get home. Back to Tuna.
All right. Well, here's what I offer you. You got any money?
I don't really carry all of my money around. I wonder how much I would have actually kept on me.
Finn wouldn't have any. They have exactly 0 need for money at the moment, as far as they know. They were not expecting to be.
I'll pull out 100 gold out of one of my miscellaneous pockets in my dress. 100 gold is all I've got. What do you want? Is 100 gold gonna get us back to school?
Ooh, see, that's that's just room and board. The transportation's gonna be a bit more there, little one.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Why would I lie to you?
Sounds like you are. I've never paid 100 gold for a trip.
It's
Want to insight?
Go ahead. We'll just call it demand and supply.
Limited options.
The other ship
With a 16, you're not sensing that she's lying. It is a higher price. She's just super confident in her own.
the colors on the other ships yet?
Well, you've got about 30 minutes to walk to get back to that point. You're welcome to try that again when we get there.
Well, I'm out of ideas. I don't know of any portals we can take back to school.
So,
Maybe we could ask Ektoon.
so let me get this straight. It's 100 gold and we work on your ship.
No, it's 100 gold for your room and board, and you work on my ship. Little less than anybody else would have to.
Yeah, these prices just keep getting more outrageous.
Ain't it the truth? That's life. I feel for you, little one. Don't worry. I'm on your side, believe it or not.
Yeah, I put my money right back in my pocket.
Okay.
If she knows about some ships.
You say anything?
How many different ships were out there?
It was 7.
7. Okay.
Does this crew look like enough to do 7 ships?
No,
It's
definitely
just the
doesn't
away
look like.
party.
But you did note that all the flags were all the same color. You just couldn't make out the individual symbols. You just holding it in?
So I got
Way
another
too meta.
question. So is everyone on your ship paying that price and also working for you, or do they get like? I'm trying to figure out why working isn't enough.
Wait, are you trying to figure out why I pay my crew?
No, repress that. You want us to work on your ship and pay. Your crew members get. It sounds like they get paid. That's even better. And work for you. Why can't we just work for you? Like what I'm thinking is, it's just more workers.
You wanna work for me? That's fine.
That sounds like contract. Though.
Do you have a flag?
Oh, I have a lot of flags. I'm a big fan of flags.
What's your favorite flag?
Oh, my favorite flag is my flag.
What's it look like?
Oh, the big black flag with my pretty mug right in the center. Artistically designed. I couldn't quite print it on there.
And you fly that on your ship?
All the time, darling.
How big is your ship?
Oh, I have 7 ships, dear. My 7 ships are pretty big.
Well, I don't have a way of paying to be on board the ship. Shrug.
All I'm laying down, 2 months of work, and I'll drop you off anywhere in the world you want to go.
Well, we don't know if we can handle 2 months out of school. I think that would be very bad.
She continues walking. Whole thing is at pace.
So are they hauling stuff?
Yes, the crew seems to be hauling, looks to be loot from the cavern. There are 4 big wooden chests and a couple of sacks.
Finn doesn't really want to go on this ship. I mean,
How many-
Finn doesn't want to
how
go
many-
work on this ship.
How many of them are there?
There are 10, including the captain and Kia. 8 of them are dark elves. One is a dwarf and one is a human.
The holder's instincts is telling him that we were sent here to deal with these. But he doesn't want to start shit.
You're muted, dude.
Since I'm right next to Granite, I whispered to Granite, hey, try your map thing. Ask it a question. See if it works out here.
Oh yeah, I'll pull out my map and ask it. Is this extracurriculars?
There's no response from your schedule. Beholder, give me
Can
an
you
insight check.
get me back to seminary?
There is no response from your schedule.
I don't think it's working.
Ask it to show you your schedule.
Will you show me my schedule, please?
It's already on there. It has all your classes listed.
Oh, okay.
It has not changed since this morning. It will take a moment and highlight all of them for you.
Oh,
So it does
is-
react.
It's reacting,
Okay.
but it doesn't show me anything.
Ask it to tell you how. Say, take me to class, or show me the way to class.
Can you show me some way to class?
Roll me a D100. Beholder, so that insight, you're kind of scoping out the crew, and you're trying to get a sense for them. They all seem pretty weathered. Pretty, weathered meaning experienced and older. And,
Not tired.
Not tired. They look pretty tough. That's not a signal like, hey, you couldn't kill them all. It's a estimate of the challenge level is a challenge.
They're not villagers.
Right, these aren't villagers, right. You have those moments where players are like, I attacked that person, and then they don't immediately die to 10 damage, and it's sometimes a shock. This wouldn't be a shock. 25. Repeat your question again for me.
Oh shoot, Casey.
You asked
It
it
was
to
technically
go to
class.
class.
Take me to class or something.
Okay,
very simple.
okay. So normally the schedule creates a line on the floor that follows to a hallway. This one, the line shoots into the sky in a large arch that disappears over the horizon.
What is it showing you?
It's showing me that we need to go that way.
She says pointing straight up in the air.
Yep.
Not sure we can do that. Ask it for a land route, perhaps?
I have
No,
a very bad feeling that we are on an island.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That is why the price is so high, isn't it?
Demand and supply. I'm just businessy.
Finn is gonna. How far are we still near the cave?
I mean, you've been walking and talking for about 10 minutes.
Have you cleaned it out yet?
The island?
No, the cave.
Oh yeah, no, that's what they got.
Finn will lean over to look at the gang. I'd like to take a look at that cave.
Why not? What else are we gonna do? By the way,
Good point.
I love that Casey's on the treadmill walking. It really feels like he's the character walking.
It's good. It does work.
I've given myself a bigger stride.
Very in character. Very good. Yeah, Finn will turn and start making their way back up to the cave.
Okay.
Oh, it was a pleasure meeting you, Captain Iron.
Yeah. Good luck.
May you have an excellent voyage and definitely not get attacked by anybody. And
One more question. How long are you guys planning to be here before leaving?
Oh, as long as it takes me to pull up the anchor and set sail, little one.
Oh, you guys are leaving now?
I don't have any more business on this island. We're done.
All right.
This is making me very uncomfortable.
yeah, Finn has turned around and is walking.
What
Over
would it cost for me to get a ride back to Acton and not have to work?
She seems to be thinking. She's not thinking. It's very clear. She's putting on a little show. She goes, dear, it's 200 a person.
Payment on arrival?
No, you take me for a sailor? Well, I guess I am one of those. What do you take me for, a dumb sailor?
Well, go ahead, Snipples.
How long would it take to get there?
Oh, we're about, you want to go to Ectune, you're requesting the direct route. About a week.
Is everybody happy with this?
It Sounds
it
like
been
the
2 hours yet?
fastest way to get.
No, you're still good.
Okay.
It won't be 2 hours before you make it back to the boat.
I definitely don't want to be stuck on this ice-forsaken, God-forsaken, ice-filled island.
You've got a great way with words.
Oh.
Reluctant, whatever you want to call it, unreluctantly, Nibble starts pouring out of his fucking pockets. He pulls 1,000 gold out. This is not quite enough, guys, but I've got 1,000 on me.
What is the total?
Well, there's 7 of us.
I'll
Points
turn.
at the Yeti.
I'm back to being a half elf again,
Okay.
and I've got 150 in my gear stuff.
Gwenna's gonna turn back too, and she wants to walk up to the captain and be like, I bake, I cook.
We got a worker.
You're welcome to work for the crew, but that's still... I'll give you
Really good.
50% off that fare, but you're mine for a month.
Ugh.
We need to get there in a...
You can have her for a week. You want to taste the cake?
I will also work.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage as you pull out your smushed cake. The Yeti is very interested. Dear, I don't want your pocket snacks. You might need them out here if you're staying behind.
I'm gonna give half of it to the Yeti and stuff the other half in my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it. You're not sure if you got a full half back into your pocket.
Alright, so you've got Gwenna and you've got my help as workers. That should be enough, right? Between that, the money.
Well, hear me now. 2 months of your labor is worth 200 gold to me.
I worked much harder than that.
Okay, let's say you were the power of 2 goblins. That's still a month, little man.
I thought you were bad at math.
I'm horrible at math. I'm great at money.
We have 1150. Nobody else has any gold.
Oh, I'm looking.
Um,
Gwenna's checking her pockets.
We need 1,400.
Yeah, that would be 200.
so, for everyone, with everyone working for the full week, would you take the 11?
We'd be less than 11.
My rates on the ship, per person, working per month, was 100 gold. You're asking for 7 of you. One of you. Is that a druid too, or is that just a Yeti?
This is a Yeti.
This is
You are just a Yeti, right?
Yeah.
He definitely counts for at least 3 of us.
Shush! Shush, goblin!
It'll work.
Shh.
Plus the food he's gonna eat.
Oh, please, I have.
Oh,
food.
I've got plenty of food for him.
25,
totally
25,
mine.
25, 25, 25, 25, 25. That's worth 175 gold to me, plus your 1150. Alright. You worked for me during the trip. And I'm talking the dirty work. We got some undercarriages that need scrubbing. Ships only.
I didn't say it.
And I'll take your 11. This is really getting. The voice is drifting. I'll take you 150.
He's the richer he gets, the more southern. he sounds.
Yeah, it's really bad. She.
Yes, right. She.
Hey, dear. I'm here. I'm a captain. I'm Captain Iron. There we go. We'll get back into that.
So the 1150, we all work hard for a week. Yes.
Yep. And I start. They're individual sacks of like 200 that I hand him.
Kia actually comes up to you and starts taking that from you.
Her.
Yeah. Her.
She,
This person changed genders. All there it changed.
It's
No,
the
I'm just
voice
really
is
bad
very
with genders
inconvincing.
when I.
Okay, yeah, Kia will come over and start taking the money from everybody, and she'll start counting it out in the bag, shifting it around.
As she's doing that, Gwenna has like explored every single one of her pockets and finally found the right one.
Okay.
So she will add another 200
Ah.
pile.
Okay.
To reduce the amount of work we have to do.
that's 1350. We only got to do 50 worth of work.
Captain will say, I get me.
I'm gonna shake out my boots and see if there's 50 gold in it.
I hope not. Your feet
What
would
would
be
you-
fucking broke. You tell me how much gold you carry around with you. I can't dictate that. You were taught. You were all taught to leave your gold hidden.
We're going to prayer. I probably took 10%.
All right,
I never
dear.
leave without
13.
At least 100 gold on me.
1350. All right. Just the Yeti works.
Hey, Gwenna.
Okay with me?
That cool, Fuzzy? You want to work on a bow?
Nibbles, make
I
the
will
persuasion
give
check
you
for me.
As much of my breakfast as I can carry for the rest of
At
the
advantage
school year.
because of granite.
Oh God.
The Yeti can't talk to you.
Nope.
He's
Could
gonna.
probably make angry grunts.
Yeah, a lot of anger.
How about if the Yeti and I work?
I think you're gonna have to convince Big Boy there, Granite.
I'm
Give
gonna nudge him
me a persuasion check.
and point to the cake in my pocket.
My treadmill's just reset. So 99 and 59.
I think when you take the cake out of your pocket, Gwenna's just gonna kind of sneak over and like try to waft the smell toward the Yeti.
The Yeti shoulders droop, and he nods.
I will work with you. That way you are not alone.
He picks you up, reaches into your pocket, pulls out cake, and sets you down. And just eats it.
Is he like picking out with one finger?
It's very delicate. Like he takes the pocket and just turns it inside out. It's very rough.
Just the nails.
I just imagine like Yeti licking Granite's pocket.
He's just squeezing it out like toothpaste. He's holding Granite up.
Oh.
No, do not want.
Oh no. All right, so she continues walking. Kia, after a moment of counting, and says, "Hey, Captain. Nope, that's the total." And she hands it off to another. Hands off to the dwarf who's got a sack over his shoulder, and they throw it in with the rest of the loot. She goes, "Welcome to the crew. You're now, well, I guess passengers aboard the Lady Iron's own ships. Well, not my ship. I'm actually, it's full, but one of my other ships for sure."
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Think we even got a bunk.
Much obliged, there, Captain Iron.
I'm going to stay by the Yeti's side for the whole week.
Does the Yeti have a name?
It's Fuzzy.
It would be.
Wouldn't
That's a
think
good
so.
one.
Finn did not want to get on the ship, but that's okay.
I didn't want to take chances.
I don't want to stay on the island. I've been stranded there once before. It wasn't fun.
So you follow her, and anybody else doing anything for the remainder, like 10 minutes or so?
I'm gonna jump down and make a giant snowball and then try to get back up on the Yeti's shoulders.
Okay. Yeah, just give me a quick athletics check. Yeah, you jump off, make the snowball, and then you're kind of running to catch up. At your height and the height of the snow, the Yeti will end up helping you up, putting you back on the shoulder.
I really like it up here. You're very kind, Fuzzy.
He's becoming Chewbacca.
I love Fuzzy so much.
You're gonna get to
You owe us a life debt because we got him back.
You get to the bank with the ships, and the weather's cleared a bit. You could clearly see the 7 ships with the black flags. There seems to be an outline of the head of the captain. Large, exaggerated elven ears, a squared jaw, a
Perfect likeness.
eye patch that she's not wearing is actually depicted on the flag. And in that eye patch is a skull and crossbones.
It's a beautiful flag.
Yay, it's a beautiful model.
Not going to argue.
And she'll look at the boats and then look at the crew and go, all right, half of you come with us, the other half stay with the other half of my crew that I gotta leave behind. It's gonna take some trips. Who's coming with?
All right with you.
I will stay with Yeti.
Okay.
I'll be with the Yeti as well.
Okay.
I'll go with Finn.
Okay.
Finn?
Yes, I'll go too.
Well, there's not enough room in my one boat for all of you. Spread out, and she'll sit in and she'll begin to push off as the crew kind of files in. Kia, the dwarf, and a couple dark elves stay behind. On the shores, you watch the captain. Actually, the captain's not doing any rowing because you get in the boat. Who's in the boat with the captain? Finn and one other dark elf get in the boat, and Clayton. And the captain's just not reaching for the oars, and she's just looking at the two of you.
I'll grab oars.
Okay.
And I'll take one.
All right. Too easy.
Is it a 1 oar or a 2 oar?
It's wide enough. It's 2 people.
2 people.
It could be one big
oar
person.
each?
Like
Okay.
it could be like the captain doing it on her
Like
own.
the
but-
Yeti could do it.
Right. And you row out, and the ship's much clearer now. There seems to be one larger ship among them. 3 masts on this ship, and the rest are 2 masts. The rest look about the pixie size. If I was going to give a comparison, 2 masts, a good sized deck, some catapults on them. There's a couple, not catapults, the harpoon guns. Ballista, thank you. A couple ballistas on them. Some riggings for rowboats, and the sails are down, the anchors are down, and they're all kind of just listing in the water. So you get to the outside perimeter of the ship, and the captain grabs onto the rigging and starts to climb up, and they begin the procedure of unloading, and a couple of crewmen go back to the shore. During that time on the shore, y'all doing anything? No? Everybody just kind of hangs out, and the Yeti is looking listfully at the snow. He looks
Can I
back.
hand him my snowball?
He's gonna take it and throw it at himself.
In a sad or a happy manner.
I'm gonna
He
move
enjoys it.
him.
Just making sure he's not like,
Yeah. He knows he's leaving. And the boats come back, and it's enough for everybody to get on. Although one entire boat reserved just for the Yeti. I imagine Granite and Nibbles could possibly accompany him and teach him the ways of rowing, but otherwise he takes up a lot of the boat. And you all make it to the ship, and they do a bit of shuffling before you all end up on the ship that
Mime rowing.
you're rowing.
No, I'm gonna mime rowing.
Oh.
I think I'm too little. I'm
He's like,
pretending.
I imagine he tries rowing, stops, and just puts his big meaty claws in the water and starts.
It's canon. He's just backstroking to the island, to the ship, and you end up getting shuffled around until you all end up on the same ship. It turns out this ship's name is the Copper.
Copper?
The Copper.
The Copper.
The Copper. You all, it's again it's about the same for the Pixie. It's got a couple of cabins below. There is actually only one bunk. There's a room with a single bunk in it that you are escorted to. And the younger drow sailor guides you down. He says, "Hey, so hey, welcome aboard the Copper. Welcome. I'm, just so happy to have company and guests here. This is your room. It's not much, but it's yours. So enjoy that. If you need anything, just call for me. They call me T.
Thanks, T.
Hey, no problem. Enjoy your journey. It's gonna be lovely. I'm hearing that, there's some sunshine on the way."
I like this guy.
Was a whole week there'll be sunshine?
I mean, sometimes the sun goes down and there's darkness, but
Oh, I think they call that nighttime.
yeah, it's kind of a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Rotations and times, and it's fun. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I know what nighttime is. He's so funny. But even though I've got all, I'm here. Call me T. If you need anything, don't shout for me because that might upset the other guys. But just find me. I'm here to make sure your stay is not lethal.
All right. Thanks. Thank you.
It's important.
And you find yourself alone. Probably for the first time since you met the captain and the exchange happened in this ship. As you feel it begin to, the anchors are already rising and the sails are coming down and it starts to take off.
How did you and Durant become friends, Fuzzy?
And listening intently.
And he mimes. Give me an insight check for anybody paying attention.
Yeah.
Really?
Ooh. All right.
I don't think I've rolled above a 3 today.
Wow.
It's still tough to follow, but he seems to be telling a story where one of them put the other in a headlock. Where they then, I'll see, one of them put the other in a headlock. Then the other gut punched him. The other tripped him, and he starts describing this scene of this like really intense wrestling match. And he gets lost, and he does this, and he's actually trying to backwards, like go back and insert an important point that you can't quite distinguish from the original story. He's getting lost in it, but he's actually physically rolling around, trying to mimic the story. He goes to Nibbles at one point to do the headlock, but then he mimics. He puts his head under your arm and tries to squeeze it, and he goes and he taps out.
Finn is really, really tempted to turn to rant right now. All right, I'm gonna roll it.
And I don't know what that is.
I know what that
50-50.
is. It was a 50-50. Hey Fuzzy, would you like to see a fun trick? Whoosh, into Durant.
Give me a
He
charisma
has seen
check.
her change already.
I understand. Give me a charisma check. He goes, this look of pure terror as he covers his mouth.
Back to Finn.
And let me double check these checks. For the insight checks of a 28, this is Jess and Finn. That story was a secret. And he thinks that he was momentarily caught telling that secret.
Oh, don't worry. I've just shown you a secret, so we're fine. Yeah.
He's just unsure. He's very
I'm gonna scratch him behind the ears again.
Oh, don't worry. We're not
Charisma check. Go ahead, Finn.
friends. Don't tell friends secrets. Don't worry.
Persuasion check.
We're not gonna say anything. Besides, it's kind of hard to follow a story you can't actually verbally hear.
He seems to calm down a bit. And he pulls up his arm and he's looking at it. He starts pulling bits of cake out of it. So, what are we doing?
We're on this
We
boat
were on a boat.
for a week.
Finn was gonna talk to. Well, I don't know after that.
Is
Yeah,
Kia
Finn would-
on this ship?
He is not.
Okay. All right.
You-
So none of those shenanigans.
You got the sense that she is the captain's navigator and she's on the main ship. She got on the main ship.
At some point, Finn is gonna ask Fuzzy. Is he always like that? Durant, I mean. Always rough and rude. Is that just... Is he only like that around other people?
Give me a persuasion check.
Finn has genuinely been trying to befriend Fuzzy.
Well, that was perception.
Well, I think it's the same modifier. Yeah, well, actually, technically, persuasion is one higher.
One higher, so +9.
But of course, I rolled it poorly.
Fuzzy thinks about it for a moment. You seem deeply thinking about it. He goes, just shakes his hands, and that.
Do I get the impression he just doesn't want to talk about it? Or
He stops for a moment, and he takes his claw, and he draws a haphazard, misshapen circle. And in the circle, I need to make a check for this one.
also, Finn has a passive insight of 18, so I would like to think that they are at least relatively understanding what's going on.
We'll see what you pick up. As he draws another shape, almost a stick figure, a big one, and a small one, and he points at the circle, and then he starts to draw shapes above the big stick figure's head. And then an arrow pointing from circle. He circles the shapes, and then points from the shape to the big stick figure, and then crosses out the big stick figure, and another arrow going outside of the circle.
Are you saying that he had some event that made him less friendly towards strangers?
He points
Is
to
this-
himself, and he points in the circle.
The love circle. Be inside the circle. He loves you.
And then he goes, and then he points to himself, and then outside the circle. Roll me an insight, everybody again.
Can I take my passive if I fail?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. I won't take my passive.
18 or higher, this circle represents trust. And he is in the circle of trust. He does not want to be outside the circle of trust.
We'll
I
head
get
move
it.
him.
To put you in a light headlock. It's really smelly at this point. if you don't mind. It's just wet dog.
I usually live with a druid, so
Oh.
Beholder
love
will
it.
crack. Beholder will open up another rations, and hand a bunch of the dried meats to Fuzzy, and then go sit back down and eat.
He'll
Um,
pull off a piece of cake and try to hand it to you.
I'll politely.
Aw.
He'll take the meat. So,
Finn is kind of just pensively thinking about the conversation.
Finn would probably notice that Beholder has an idea, but he's just not saying it yet.
That's fair. We will touch base on that later.
Yes.
okay. So, when we did trouble last, we broke it down into kind of weeks. You know, what you were doing for that week. We're going to do this into thirds, just because it's a shorter trip. And the first third of that week, and it was Granite and Fuzzy that were going to be required to work. And Fuzzy is put to work with they took like 3 brooms and tried to like makeshift them together. Something that he could kind of sweep and scrub with. And they've got him really, really scrubbing the deck. And they're moving both of you from ship to ship in some of the grimier areas. And granted, it was your responsibility to kind of keep them on track or
carry
work
the
with
giant
them.
dustpan and
Right. And there's water. There's some kind of cleaning substance that's, being used. And it's a lot of old grime in some of these places. But
I will continue to talk to him and try to befriend him as we do this.
okay. So just give me a charisma check for this portion.
Beholder would probably touch base with Finn when Fuzzy was off the ship.
Okay.
Do you want to save or just a check?
Check. You guys you can have that. What would that conversation sound like? We can do that now.
Okay. Beholder would come up to Finn and be like, I think I have an idea.
Oh, do tell.
Fuzzy is in Durant's circle of trust.
Mm-hmm. Friending
We've just-
Fuzzy is
We've
Hey.
just
definitely helping.
we're helping bring Fuzzy back. If we can befriend Fuzzy and get on Fuzzy's good side, maybe it will help us get on Durant's good side.
That's a fair assessment, though. I'm a little. His complete indifference to Fuzzy going through the portal was disgusting.
I think he knew something that we didn't, and he was neglectful to say it. Because he really did not want to go. But he is also a noble, and nobles don't do anything they don't want to.
I beg your pardon.
They don't want to.
That's fair. I
When I see them talking, I'm gonna wander over near them. And
Okay.
Just kind of stand there going, "Yep."
And then he'll continue on like, we have to get on his good side and we have to get information. That is our job.
I mean,
And this seems to be our best bet at it right now. Gran is already doing a great job of befriending the Yeti.
and Gwenna and Tuna
Mm-hmm.
have so far been the most successful. I don't.
But
Why is he such an asshole? I mean, I understand not trusting people and keeping a distance. Just inherently being an asshole to people just seems so
yeah,
really noble.
I don't know.
Well, Finn, I think somebody hurt him.
Yeah, I mentioned that, but I don't know. It reminds me of someone I knew back in school when I was actually going to the school. This person was an asshole because they had grown up as an asshole. They come from a family of assholes, it turns out. And their status as a noble, relatively high-ranking noble in the school, actually made them a bit of an outcast, and they found it difficult to trust people because they would bully. That's what people do when you're an outcast. And it wasn't until someone approached and said, "Hey, we're friends now," and didn't really give them a choice, that they became a decent and reasonable person. And I don't know, maybe I'm completely off base here, but he seems like the kind where his status could make him an outcast, which can make someone cool.
He would definitely be an outcast because he is the
Basically the Prince
head
of Act
paladin.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the highest nobility.
Isn't his
in the
daddy
entire-
an asshole too?
His grandpa
I mean,
sure
his
was.
daddy's an asshole.
I mean, his father is the head paladin of Act 2.
I mean,
I don't know.
And
I've
isn't
never
his
met the guy.
grandfather? Isn't his grandfather the one
Paladins.
running that seminary?
Maybe great-grandfather.
is Granny
Couple
where she
greats.
can hear me?
No, I'm with the Yeti, and
On a different
this
ship.
makes me want to actually that's one of the questions I want to just muse out loud is
I mean,
his dad an asshole too?
paladins kind of is assholes, right?
No.
You're not there.
Not there.
Granny was there. I mean, Granny, bless her heart, but yeah.
Beholder would be like, from my experience, paladins tend to think with their armor and their hammers before.
I don't know. I've
mean-
heard stories about.
You say that to my axe.
You're not there.
I love Granny to death, but I don't know if y'all have noticed, but she's a little hard to get along with sometimes.
I would get along with her fine.
Well,
The Yeti doesn't think so.
You're not there.
She's just blunt. She's just blunt.
well, that may be the thing too, and maybe Durant's just blunt because he comes from a line of blunt assholes.
See,
Very well.
the-
But I think befriending the Yeti and when the Yeti returns is our best bet at completing our mission.
you know the most frustrating part of all of this? I actually want to be Durant's friend. Genuinely think he could use one. Have you noticed he's always alone? Except Fuzzy? Doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't participate in class. Reminds me of that person from my other school.
I mean, maybe he just needs a friend. That's a little after school special for me, but
Beholder will kind of like give a little eyebrow raise to Finn and be like, because he's kind of noticed how she gets a little flustered around him,
uh-huh.
but he's not
You
going to
see
say
nothing?
anything. He's just going to give her a look,
I
or
mean,
give
she
them a
is-
look. Them a look,
Yeah, they're gonna glare daggers at you when you give them that look.
but not going to say anything because
Gwen and
There's
Nibbles
other people
Clayton,
around.
please give me an insight check.
Say that again?
Wait, what?
Clayton, Gwenna, and Nibbles, please give me an insight check.
Very
They're making like faces at each other and like, whatever. There's a communication happening here that's non-verbal.
well. There we go.
All right. So there was definitely some kind of inside like happening between the pair. No deception check on this one.
Okay, fine.
Nice. Good
It's
try.
a really good roll, though.
It is a fantastic roll. Nibbles, what you would get out of that is,
Oh, he can know. Like, he rolled a nat 20. He can pick up on it.
yeah, it's just, just because you could
I'm also
perfectly perceive it
wondering-
doesn't mean
I'm also
it's
wondering,
obvious.
painting a perfect picture here.
Yeah.
They're on a different boat, is what I understood.
Granite and Fuzzy are on a boat. There's rotating boats and cleaning.
everyone else is on the same boat.
Okay.
Everybody else is. Yep.
And
Gotcha, that
Fuzzy
makes
and
more
Granite
sense.
sleep on our boat.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Yeah, you can put whatever pieces you want together, however Nibbles would put it together with that roll. But
Okay.
please continue.
I don't know. I think a genuine show of goodwill would be in order. I mean, perhaps
taking
not
his
just
body-
walking.
Taking his bodyguard back to him might be a good show of goodwill.
I
I'm
think
not
yeah.
saying we'd be mercenary about it. I'm saying we take the bodyguard back and go, hey,
I mean,
make
maybe
sure
we're
he
gonna
got
do that
back.
anyway. We'll see.
Because from his story last night, Fuzzy's in his circle of trust. Probably the only person.
That's only 2 stick figures in that circle.
So let's
Finn will
just. Beholder will be like, let's be friends with this Yeti.
See, I love Fuzzy. He's amazing.
I
He
have
throws
no.
snowballs really hard. I'm really glad he missed.
Beholder's being logical about the mission and everything is what he's doing, but like he definitely like he would enjoy Fuzzy's company, but like
Heck yeah.
he's being there's a mission. We're trying to stop a war.
I think that henceforth we invite Fuzzy to come hang out with us, and he's welcome to bring and as such also
Extend
like,
the invitation
Yes.
to Durant.
of course. I think that would be. I think that might work. We'll see.
Okay. But I want to make sure Fuzzy gets back safe.
Oh, of course. I wonder if anybody has a loot. I'm gonna go see if I can track down a loot.
All right.
Back into Baxi form.
They
And
definitely have some loot.
Alright, baby.
and with that, we're gonna take a short 5-minute break because I've been overhydrating. BRB, Bad Daddy.
Is it overhydrating a problem?
Bad Daddy.
It keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does it keep kicking me in the dick?
Bad Daddy. Not your son. Bad Daddy. Real boy.
Real boy.
Bad daddy.
It keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does it keep kicking me in the dick?
Not with a
Bad
fun
daddy.
them.
Clay's not being too enjoyable.
Natural sucks. Go ahead and move that mat back over. Hello, everybody. Thank you for that. I drink a lot of water. You should. You should. The problem is you drink water, and it has a life cycle effect of that water does of hydration. But since we have a little bit of a break there, let me welcome everybody here from Scorpion Tanker's stream. Thank you for the raid so much. I would have stopped and been like, thank you, I appreciate it, like earlier, but there was some cool stuff going on and some good moments. So yes, thank you and welcome. If you're unfamiliar with the show, I'm Uncommon. This is Uncommon Gaming. I do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. This is the first sideshow or first spin-off show from the Delving in Deep, which is our weekly Tuesday show. We play...
Sideshow's a perfect way to describe it.
Sideshow's a perfect way. So essentially the main game runs weekly. This runs monthly-ish, and this is kind of their opportunity to interact with the world and influence the main show. We have a bunch of fantastic characters here, and we have the crankiest of cubers.
Gwynna, are you failing
so
your
much.
animal check again? Your animal handling check again?
Always. She
So,
drank my water.
oh. Oh. So, you've spent some time, you kind of got thrown into the cold. You're eating breakfast, you wander around a tundra, deciding to follow the tracks of some boats that links you up with a Captain Iron, a large, burly, dark elf woman who offered you passage at a very, very expensive rate. You managed to shell out enough plus broker a deal to get Fuzzy working, and you spent about 2 days on the boat. Granite and Fuzzy are doing some heavy scrubbing. The Yeti doesn't tire much. He gets bored easily, and that's kind of what your job has been for the most part, is keeping him on task and entertained.
This spot, and he said this spot. You can't catch me.
Turn into a game. Yeah.
T has been following you from boat to boat with the signals, and the signals required to get you shuffled over as the ships move. They're not stopping. They're putting planks down and having you walk over. The ships pull in and out. They seem to be pretty well rehearsed at shuffling crew members over between them. The big ship, called the Iron, the flagship, sits roughly in the center. And you've been using that to board the Iron, and then as the other ships, all named after different metals, they come in, almost a docking procedure for transfers. But the ships have been moving, and it has been, right to T's description, a very sunny series of days. As you and Fuzzy start working on the Iron on the third day, much larger ship, the bottom of it, rows of bunks, almost like a large barracks. The bottom level, huge, vast cargo containers, and treasure and chests and crates on guard. There are an active crew, rotating shifts and cages and locks and schedules. It seems very orderly. The captain herself makes her presence very felt. The entire time you're working on the ship, she's confidently striding about, talking, chatting, giving orders, but being a force of personality. And
is openly admiring it the whole time.
absolutely.
Like a loot that they stole.
From the other ship.
Finn would totally come in. No.
That's fair. There are plenty of boarding procedures that if you got bored enough, you could possibly try to jump it over. Is that something you try to do?
Bored. Oh, Finn would, go hang out with Gran and Fuzzy for a while.
Okay. So any particular, let's see, very present, moving around, engages you lightly. She'll walk up somewhere in the third day while you're down in the barracks. She'll say, "You've got yourself away with this Yeti. Tell me about yourselves, gnome."
Well, you see, I'm a student at the Ecton Seminary, and like I said, I went through a portal and ended up in the tundra. The Yeti was a little bit excited when he saw the snow through the portal, and he went tumbling through it, and then he took me with him because I could not get away fast enough, and that's why I got stuck out here. And so, you see, I did not want the Yeti to feel bad about having to be the ones that worked, so I am going to be with the Yeti to be his friend and to help him with his work. And is there anything in particular you are wanting to know?
Darling, you've got yourselves a little bit of a... Oh, God, it's going southern again. 1 second.
The Blackfist is coming back.
It is Blackfist. Hey, dear Ray, I'm here. I'm a captain. I'm sailing a ship. Listen, I know all about your story. I just want to know a little bit more about you before this story. Tell me, how does a gnome find herself in Ecton Seminary?
Oh, well, you see, they thought that I was very talented at being a paladin and that I would make a good student of Ectun to be a paladin of Ectun. And, well, I was very excited because, you see, that's not something that a miner's daughter often gets to do. But apparently, learning how to swing a hammer when you're very little is something that not a lot of gnomes do. And so when I got very good at it, they were like, "Oh my goodness, you are going to be a paladin. We should get you off to the Ectun Seminary so that you can be the best paladin, because Ectun is obviously the best place to get a seminary education."
Hey, I think it might be the best place to swing a hammer.
Yeah, I do enjoy swinging hammers there.
So tell me your thoughts about Ectun, dearie.
Well, it is orderly, and it is well disciplined, and they have very wonderful economics there. They have these beautiful shoes that everybody speaks about. I'd really like to get a pair of them, but you see, I can't find any in the seminary, so I have to wait till we are on vacation. Oh, maybe I can get some when we are going back there, because we will have to hit the town first. Oh my goodness, this is such a stroke of luck. I will get to get a pair of these wonderful shoes.
And yeah, you're telling me that you enjoy the order and the discipline and the strictness with all of this going on in your bubble right here.
Oh, I'm a paladin. Of course I enjoy the discipline.
What's your alignment?
It's lawful good.
Is lawful good. Okay. For some reason, I'm thinking it might have been chaotic.
Oh, no,
Something
that's
about the
my
bubble
sister.
you're presenting.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
No, this is my sister rubbing off on me.
Oh no. Characters crossing boundaries. Okay. And she'll ponder on that for a moment, and then she'll start striding around and taking a look at Fuzzy.
He's a yeti.
How did you get this one? How'd you get to know this one? They're not normally this tame.
Well, you see, we are allowed to bring our bodyguards with us to seminary to protect us from other students and things. And this one is a bodyguard. And like I said, we tumbled out through the portal together into the snow.
Who's the man that tamed this bodyguard?
What makes you think it was a man?
Darling, look at me. I'm not assuming gender. But your expression tells me it is.
Well, it's this wonderful man named, what is his name again? Oh, he's not so wonderful, actually. He's kind of an asshole.
What's your passive perception, Granite?
It is 12.
Okay, noted. I'm sensing
Finn
it.
was on this ship and hanging out and specifically keeping an eye on the captain. Would Finn be nearby at this point?
Roll a d100. This is just a random moment in time. Not at this moment. Good thought. He says, "You being is somebody you don't want to name." I mean, if it was, Billy Bob the Bod, he'd have been like, "It's Billy Bob the Bod." But you said you danced around the name a little bit, Gnome. Tell me about that.
Why are you so interested?
I'd like to know who's on my boat.
But this is a Yeti named Fuzzy, and it's like I said, is this my bodyguard?
It wasn't your bodyguard.
I said that it was my bodyguard when we first met.
She looks at you. Give me a deception check.
That's not deception.
The fact that he's your bodyguard is the deception.
Okay.
Okay. She seems satisfied, and she walks and strides back up to the top and just says, "How about get your crew together tonight so you can dine at the captain's table with me?"
Okay, thank you.
And she'll exit up to the top of the stairs. Fuzzy will look at you. Like, he's been looking at you most of this. His deception is not very high. And he lets out like a it gives you a big thumbs up. And then you hear and then a moment later you hear the door close at the top of the stairs.
Head boops.
Head boops.
Like this Yeti and this gnome are head booping.
Well, usually I'm on his shoulder, so it's
That's
not that
true.
far to go.
That's true.
Yeah, he let out a big sigh of nerves right there.
Do you
Yeah.
know who she is? Do you think she has the power to have brought us here?
He says, shakes his head left to right. And then he beefs up his shoulders and chest even more than they are, and he starts strutting around in his best imitation of Captain Iron.
When there is a correct moment, I would like to talk to Gwenna by herself.
Absolutely. We can say that is definitely something that happens right about now.
Okay. Hey, Gwenna. Did you catch that last conversation a couple days ago with Beholder and Finn and Clayton?
The befriend one.
You saw the looks they were giving each other? Yeah? No?
I saw look.
Right. So, I've been paying attention closely lately, and I forgot how much they talk to each other, and I'm starting to think there's a love brewing. Yeah, right? You see it too now, don't you? Yeah. It all makes sense now, right? Yeah, and so I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, you know what? They don't want to hurt the party, so they're keeping it secret. They don't want us to know. But I think if we let them know that it's okay, they won't have to sneak around so much. And who better than you to find some type of ingredients to create, like, a treat for them? To say, we welcome you as a couple. Isn't that a great idea?
Cake, what you asked for?
Oh, some sweet treat. We give it to them and we go, ta-da! We know!
Maybe not make message so broad.
Relationship reveal party.
Ta-da! We know! I'll let you decide how big the sugar is.
Okay. Where I find sugar on boat. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very salty. Sweet. Okay. This is fine. Everything is fine.
I trust you, Gwenna. I'll fill everybody else in.
Yeah. Gwen is very confused. Very confused. I'm just gonna focus on the fact that there is a thing for her to make, because that is less confusing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, Gwenna. Assuming this conversation doesn't extend.
Yeah, I think she's done talking to me.
Yeah. She's still processing.
And Finn, you making your rounds around the other ship. People are definitely appreciating the music. You're in the tabaxi form. Okay. You couple sailors stop. They watch. They listen. Take a keen interest. A couple too keen as they have to be like yanked back to work as supervisors pass by. The same supervisors end up coming back and watching for a bit too before their supervisor yanks them away. The dwarf from earlier, after about, let's say, an hour, unless you wouldn't have played that long, come over and... Go ahead.
Play.
Okay. He says, hey, if you could, I don't know, like, rotate to another ship. We're getting behind on some tasks here. Your music is lovely and all, but you're very distracting.
I apologize. I can.
No, it was great. It's fantastic music. We just, maybe spread the distraction to all the other ships.
I can do that. Can you get me a ride to the other ship?
Yeah, we got to docking again in a couple minutes on the port side.
Yeah, it'll. We'll swap ships as requested.
Okay.
You want anybody to go with you, Finn?
Or she's definitely off the ship that you're on, and
I'm already on a different ship.
You're on it. Sorry,
she's
my bad.
ship hopping. And they'll shuffle you around. Gwenna's investigation check. You find sugar.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a mass quantity. It seems to be it's tucked away in a back corner in a small jar. Yeah.
Small jar.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gwenna's gonna.
Looking at.
What I have on a boat. I think she would be.
See a spider?
She wouldn't want to use all of the sugar, so she'd probably make like a really small two-person shareable. Go with salted caramel.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, plenty of that. Plenty of all the ingredients you need. Give me your cooking check.
Check. Wait, that I cannot find what I need.
Nibbles, you'll find Clayton alone next.
Okay.
If you'd like to
Clayton.
continue. Yeah.
Hey, Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
okay,
up?
good. You're done reading your book. Good. I just want to make sure you're at a good place to stop before I bugged you. So.
Oh, I can pick right back up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good. Then.
You can interrupt me anytime, Nibble.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'll be doing it much more often now.
Oh, good.
But what's really pertinent right now is, Gwenna's making some sweet treats for our lovely new couple, Beholder and Finn.
Say what now?
Yeah. I figured since you were talking to them, you probably noticed, but yeah, that's right. You're always thinking logically in books and all that. You probably missed it. Yeah, they're giving each other googly eyes real good.
Knock me over with a feather. Really? Beholder and Finn?
Right? It'll be so great when they finally can reveal it to us. They'll feel so much better. I could tell that, as I explained to Gwenna, they're keeping it under wraps because they don't want to burden us. They're afraid that it might tear our group apart. We want to let them know it's okay.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
What about Durant?
Hush. I don't know how long it'll take for Gwenna to make her treats, but once they're done, we'll let them know.
Well, yeah, but what about Durant?
What about Durant?
I mean, he's obviously sweet on Finn.
Oh, well, I haven't noticed that one.
Oh, you ain't been paying
That's gonna
attention.
break his heart.
I bet. But
Oh
you know,
my
we gotta
God.
support. We got support our teammates, though, right? So I'm
So
in.
then- Okay, good.
Oh my
I'm in. If Gwen is in, I'm in.
Yeah, yep. So now I just gotta let Granite and the Yeti know.
All right.
Furry, Fluffy, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Fuzzy. His
Yep.
name's Fuzzy.
Mhm.
I've been working on that one. I forget names.
Beholder,
Yeah.
can you roll me a percentile, please?
Who?
Beholder.
Okay.
I can't not give the
Yeah.
spy an opportunity to
To be
be
spy.
suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The timing just wasn't right. Nibbles was definitely being suspicious, but you just hadn't seen it.
Nibbles is always suspicious.
It's nothing new for Nibbles.
Yeah.
What I've noticed.
Does Finn get to roll the same check at any point?
Aren't you on a different
You're
ship?
on another show.
Oh fuck, that's right. Never mind, I lied.
So anything you're doing while you move to a different ship, Finn? Anything particular?
Yes, actually, Finn is keeping an eye out on any. Not taking anything, but keeping an eye for any valuables, any possible magic items.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me just a perception check as you play and kind of watch everybody go about their day. For the most part, the general maintenance of the ship is calming down. It's getting to the evening hours. There's more people lounging, hanging out. As 15, you notice that a couple of the crew, specifically those you saw in the away party, have nicer weapons. The dwarf's axe was of a particular quality. It seemed to be silver lined with some kind of runes, at least what you've come to expect when you see runes. The rapier on Kia's side was almost a fluorescent purple with a spiraling hilt. A spiraling, guard with similar runes that seem to be causing part of that glow. Gwenna, for your check, just make it a d20 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I saw you trying to figure it out, but yeah, it's.
I was thinking it was if you go into your equipment and then you click on your item at the very upper. No, it says.
Nope, it doesn't do it.
You're right.
For
It just
tools.
they
Yeah.
changed it then because
For
it used
some
to.
reason, tools don't do that.
You could add tools to your proficiency. That's something we can do. Your skills list. That's the easiest way to do it because tools are always like, what check is it going to be with this time? Much more fluid than skills are, even though it's an optional rule to use skills with different abilities.
I
Okay.
guess
Sorry, what?
13.
13.
It's a good number.
Okay. You with the ingredients and the time you have been prepared, you were able to make a pretty good salted caramel. Not your best work. You're not bragging about it, but you didn't have the tools and utensils. This is gonna taste good. You got it hardened just right.
Nice.
And everybody kind of gets shuffled around back to your original boat over the course of the next hour. You all find yourself together, I assume.
Question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess I should ask Gran, do you tell us that we've been invited to the captain's boat for dinner?
Oh yes, we are all invited to the captain's for dinner. I'm very excited about it.
You're very quiet.
We are invited to the captain's ship for dinner. I don't think it is an optional invitation.
That's fair.
Yeah. So she may or may not believes that the Yeti is my bodyguard.
Okay. Is the dinner tonight?
Yeah, this is dinner tonight. Is what I believe was said.
Oh, okay.
What is the matter?
Nothing.
Fucker.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, is it about the thing?
No, thanks. No. I just don't want to look forward to dinner with someone I don't know.
Well,
Hey,
noticed
Nibble,
Shh.
did you tell Granny about the thing?
Stop it, Clay. You're terrible.
Anybody may roll insights.
what
if
is
you'd like.
this? What is this thing that you keep in?
It's a very personal thing to Clay. Shh.
20.
Please tell me what the thing is.
Yep. I'll tell you soon. Don't worry about that.
Granny, it okay. I confused too. We be confused together.
Yep. Stay confused a little bit longer. It's okay.
High insight just tells you he's hiding something, not the material he's hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Don't worry. It'll all be clear soon.
Don't even need insight for what he's. That's great.
I trust you. You are wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Ah.
Just trust me a little bit longer.
So when we go to dinner, remember that we are students at Ectoon. We don't know anybody there by name unless you make the name up. Except for those of us that are humans, and we should be fine.
And you have 2 bodyguards.
I have 2 bodyguards because I am so small.
Gwenna, you brought the salted caramel with you?
It's behind her back.
So Fuzzy starts sniffing the air.
No, buddy.
No!
And he starts. he's working his way. Give me a persuasion check, Gwenna.
Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna make a perception to like see what's going on because Bull is just sitting over in the corner like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
like adjusting his
performance.
arrows and like
Yeah.
cleaning his bow and everything.
No, please do. Please, you may take a look.
There you
Okay.
What's the same?
Okay.
It really is the same.
He seems to like as you put your arm out and you're like stop. He seems to just hesitate. He's like, and he's just sniffing, trying to get it in. But hold her. I mean, she's holding a dish of some sort behind her.
Okay.
I'm assuming he doesn't have frosted letters on it.
No, it's tiny. It's like this big.
Yeah.
It's like little flecks of salt on the top, and she's just trying to hide it under her cloak, but also like
Not get it messed up.
trying to move it away from the Yeti, which is kind of bringing it out of her cloak a little bit.
That's fair.
It's a difficult balance.
Yeah.
Finn is ignoring it, just like whatever. I did notice that some of the crew, the ones that we actually met when on the tundra, had some really nice weaponry. I know we don't have much to gamble, but I think a game or two of dice or cards could be fun.
I mean, I'm always gay.
I don't know what we would have to gamble.
Nibble's smile just gets bigger. He hasn't gambled in forever.
It's true. It's been weeks.
A week? 2 weeks now.
Holder will be like, I have this really nice short bow that I don't use. And he'll slide a short bow out of the... It's like nicely, intricately carved, probably very similar to his armor. Because
Very
he
nice.
has a matching set of bows for his armor.
Don't hate me. And Nibbles pulls out 2 more pouches, one with 23 gold and one with 10 platinum. I still do have a little bit of money.
I think you just held on to every penny you've ever received, right?
Yes.
If anybody asks you, got that while you were on the ship.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be making more of it. Just you wait.
Perhaps we could find. How late in the day is it?
It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock. You got about an hour and some change before dinner would be typically.
We should find some people to play with on the ship here.
Definitely. But I gotta go get some other stuff done. Hey, Granite, and you know what? I bet. Oh, what's his name again? Fuzzy. Yeah. Granite and Fuzzy, you could really help me with this project I've got right over here inside the cabin.
Finn reaches out. Finn reaches out. Can I have some of the money to go? Ow! To go.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And I hand you the bag, not even realizing which one I give you, and I give you the 10 platinum one.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Fuzzy seems exasperated at the thought of more work, but he just shuffles over.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I assume we're in the room now.
If you move to, there's plenty of room for you to move
What
into.
is it that you need?
I was lying. I was getting them off their trail. Oh my God, guys! We have a couple in the group.
Are you being quiet about this?
Well, I mean,
I'm asking because I have a
No.
massive 16
the
perception.
walls aren't the
No.
thickest things in the world.
yeah. So
And
that
I
is
was
really
just
up to
chilling in the
DM.
corner.
Yeah. So, yeah. At this point, I am not. I might when I get to the specifics, but that part I am not being quiet.
Okay.
And I think Beholder would kind of be like Nibble, because Nibbles was hiding something. Like he was kind of like, what Nibbles not hiding something is weird, but
I'm gonna be confused, and I'm gonna look at Fuzzy, and I'm gonna look back at
No,
you.
no,
and
no,
I'm
no,
gonna
not
look
you
to see
two.
if-
Not you two. Not you two. No. So, I just pieced it together not too long ago. I've been watching them very carefully lately, and they gave some looks, and they're always talking together. Haven't you ever noticed, like, Finn and Beholder knew each other way beforehand? Like, there was a connection there. So, I've been watching them. I think they finally tied the knot there. They're together. And, well, I think they're afraid to tell us because they don't want to tear the party apart. So, I think it's best if we tell them it's okay. And, that's when, I bet Gwenna had the salted caramel behind her, didn't she, Fuzzy? Yeah, I'm sure you'll get a little small piece of that delightful stuff if you ask nicely when this all gets revealed. But you have to be quiet till then, Kay. We're gonna reveal and let them know it's okay.
He draws a circle on the floor and points into it.
Yes.
Aww. I'm going to keep all of my thoughts, both in character and out of character, to myself, and be like, okay, and
Oh,
just
okay.
walk away.
Wait, don't walk away yet. Don't walk away. So,
What is it?
I haven't figured out when we should do it.
Oh, you should do it right now. Now is the perfect
so?
time.
Before
yes.
the dinner?
Oh, yes.
'Cause I
You
was
should do
thinking
it
the dinner
right.
might be
No, you should do it now.
Yeah, you're probably
and
right.
Then
You
we
bet.
should take
It's a
that
pri-
beautiful
it's a private matter.
awkwardness right into dinner with us. It will be beautiful. We
There's
can
no
talk about
awkwardness,
that
it's
at
love.
dinner.
Love is not awkward.
No, it will be the perfect conversation for dinner. We can tell the
Okay,
captain
fair
all
enough.
about it.
All right, well, let's do it before they leave.
Okay,
And
let's
I
do it,
pull
let's
out
do
the
it.
door.
Okay.
And I start screaming at Gwenna. It's game time! It's game time! Let's go!
Did Finn stay around as she left?
Finn, Beholder!
Finn is left. Finn is off finding
Aw.
people to gamble with.
Shouting!
Beholder will be like, game plan for what?
Where's Finn?
They went off gambling.
Right, I gave money away. Okay, well, we gotta go find Finn. And then game plan.
Have I found anyone to gamble with yet?
Give me a charisma check.
Can I have advantage because I've been playing pretty music all day?
Sure.
19. Again, I can roll fine. So
It's not Durant.
You find moving up into the kind of the dining area upstairs, there are already some sailors sitting down and talking, and they notice you come in, and they're not gambling, but they seem like a group that is interested in whatever it is that you have to say.
Finn would pull out their dice and kind of do that, like, roll them between the fingers trick. Anyone up for some dice?
Oh yeah, that might be, oh, yeah, what do you think, fellas? And it's about that time you hear from downstairs, "It's game time!"
Well, you heard him. It must be game time. And Finn will sit down.
Okay.
Has no idea what's going
Perfect.
on.
All right. So we'll,
I am proficient with dice.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a couple of contested rolls, and then I'll describe the outcome. So just give me 3 checks with your...
Sleight of hand?
Well, if you'd like.
I mean, it's just like dex and proficiency.
Well, dex and proficiency, yes. Yes, if you're trying sleight of hand, that's another thing altogether, but yeah.
Right. I'm going to roll it as a sleight of hand just because it already has all the stats. I'm not counting it as sleight of hand.
That's fine with me. Let's make the pause there. 1 sleight of hand. Do you have a wisdom check that you're proficient in?
Oh, insight.
Okay, roll insight.
Actually, either one.
Okay, and then roll either one of those that you'd like to roll. This represents rolling well, thinking through the game well, and then your playstyle in the last one.
I'll do another insight.
Okay. All right. You sit down to play some dice. It's a depending on how fast Nibbles comes charging up the stairs, it's a relatively quick game. But you manage to not only roll well, but read
Flirt
your
well.
opponents well. Right. Okay, sure. Absolutely. You flirt well. They're wanting to show that, like, you sit down with an uncomfortable amount of money for them right away. And they don't want to let you know that they're uncomfortable with that money. So they start pulling out money. You will absolutely annihilate the first 2 hands of this dice game, as you will double those 10 platinum in minutes. They're out of money. Oh.
Did they have any other fancy things?
Hey, yeah. I've got more. You're not done, are you? You gotta give us a chance to win it back.
At this point, do people show up?
How did that conversation go downstairs?
Yeah, we're gonna find Flynn, right? Which way do you think Flynn went?
Suddenly there's an L in my name.
On a boat,
Finn.
and she was looking for gambling, so I would say go towards the kitchen.
Then I run off to the kitchen. Come on, guys! Come on, go on! All of you! We need all of you! You too, Fuzzy!
Oh.
I will take notice, Fuzzy.
And as
Boulder
you,
hasn't moved yet.
you're just waiting
All
downstairs.
right, all right, I'm game.
Gwenna
Well, there's
has
just
to
sitting.
follow, so she's following.
I do not notice Beholder sitting. I am way too preoccupied trying to find Finn.
Perfect. So everybody but Beholder runs upstairs. And Nibbles, as you're first to the kitchen, you see a couple of sailors coming out. They're smiling. They're happy. You can't tell that their pockets are lighter, but they're kind of they're rushing past you.
Oh, all right, bye. Oh, Finn. Where's Beholder?
I haven't seen him.
No, he was behind us.
Oh.
We must go and find him.
Hey Finn, can you follow us?
But the cute boys were going to come back and gamble some more.
Okay, 1 minute. And I go running back to Beholder.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm just chilling there.
But Beholder, are we gonna go? You're gonna come, right? Beholder?
Oh, you wanted me to come along?
Yeah. Sorry. I meant everyone, including you. Yeah.
And is so tempted to get up and wander away. I'm gonna roll it. One is yes, wander.
Sure.
Nah, fine, fiddle say, but
Okay. Beholder will get up and sling his bow back into his quiver, and then start walking off.
All right.
Or
So
walk with Nibbles.
at this moment, that's what we're gonna call the episode.
I knew it.
Oh. I can't build a better cliffhanger than that one.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, jumping off a cliff is a pretty good cliffhanger.
I didn't want to give you the idea that popped in my head about a cliffhanger, so I won't.
Oh. There's some fun stuff. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and audience members and participants and all the fun people who are hanging out here, thank you so much for tuning in to Deputized Delvers. This is episode 10. We have 10 of these under our belt. We start adding all of these episode numbers together. This is a lot of D&D. It's great. So you can check these guys out next time, which we were not scheduled yet. You can see the schedules down below. There's a Google Calendar. If you type in !scheduled, it'll lead you to the full schedule of all the games we play. So after this game, after I close out with you guys, we're all going to talk. We're going to get that next game scheduled and on the calendar within the next, 10 minutes or so. So if you're really wanting to know what happens in this moment, check us out. We also have a game tomorrow, the 31st episode of Delving In Deep. Our party last left off jumping off a cliff. Just fucking jumping off a cliff. So we're going to pick that up and see what happened there. Bruno's game, he's in the chat. You've seen him. Click him. He's got a show on Thursdays. We play 30 minutes before this one starts. It's in the schedule below. Feel free to check that out. Anything you all would like to promote while we have this opportunity?
31st. Digging in deep.
Ooh, Digging In Deep. The second group this Sunday at... No, wait. The next Sunday at...
Sunday the 31st.
Sunday the 31st.
Sunday.
At 6:30. All right. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Uncommon's Uncommon Game, and these are the sexiest and prettiest and most talented people in all of the world.
Forgetting his compliments.
They're all getting mixed
All the
up now.
compliments.
I'm gonna hit.
All of them.
You are all just so complimentary that I don't need to say anything. These are these people, and you can see what I see, and it's a bombshell. How did I get this prom date? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna hit that bad daddy button, and I'll see you tomorrow.
That's how you got the prom date.
Bad daddy.
It keeps kicking me in the deck. Why? Why does it keep kicking me in the deck?
Bad daddy. Not your son. Bad daddy.